Ya Ali Madad, everyone, and welcome to another deep dive from Ismaili Dialogue.
Today we're going on a journey through history.
Yeah, a journey through over 1,400 years of history.
Unpacking the lineage of the Shia Ismaili Muslims and their 49 Imams.
We'll be drawing from an article on Ismaili Gnosis called The Aga Khan's Direct Descent from Prophet Muhammad, Historical Proof.
We'll be exploring stories of intrigue, persecution.
Oh, and remarkable leadership.
All stemming from the Prophet Muhammad himself.
Okay, so we're talking about like a direct line from Prophet Muhammad all the way to the current Aga Khan.
Exactly.
I mean, where do we even begin with a story this massive?
Well, the foundation lies with Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib.
Okay.
He was the Prophet's cousin.
Right.
And he married the Prophet's daughter, Fatima.
Fatima, yeah, she's obviously a very central figure in Islam.
Absolutely.
But how does this connect to the Imams?
Well, their sons, Hassan and Hussein, are the key here.
Okay.
They are the only surviving male descendants of the Prophet.
Wow.
Think about that. Every single descendant of the Prophet, including the current Aga Khan, traces their lineage back to these two sons.
That's a powerful legacy to carry.
It really is.
But how does that make them Imams?
So this is where the Shia tradition diverges a bit.
Okay.
Shiites believe that Ali inherited the Prophet's religious authority and that this authority was passed down to his successors, the Imams.
Okay, so it's not just like a family lineage, it's a spiritual lineage.
Precisely, it's both.
So each Imam carries this spiritual authority.
Yeah.
But how do you know who the next Imam will be?
Great question. Ismailis believe in the concept of Nas,
Yes.
which means the previous Imam explicitly designates their successor.
Oh, interesting. So like a CEO choosing the next leader of the company?
That's a good analogy, but obviously with much higher stakes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
This Nas creates this unbroken chain of spiritual authority from Ali to the present day.
Wow. Okay, so is there a story maybe that illustrates this whole concept of Nas?
Absolutely. There's this captivating one about Imam Zayn al-Abidin, the fourth Imam. He was in Mecca for the pilgrimage, and the crowds were so massive that even a prominent prince couldn't get close to the Kaaba.
Oh, wow.
But then when Imam Zayn al-Abidin arrived, the crowd just parted respectfully.
Really?
It was like they could sense the spiritual lineage, the aura of the Prophet in him.
That's incredible.
It's powerful.
Yeah, so how does Ismailism, the branch of Shia Islam, led by the Aga Khan, fit into all of this?
Right. So things get a little more interesting with the sixth Imam Jafar al-Sadiq.
Okay.
He designated his son Ismail as his successor, and this led to a division within the Shia community.
Oh, so this is where the split happened.
Exactly. Those who followed Ismail became the Ismailis.
Okay, and what about the other group?
They followed a different line of imams, but that's a story for another time. And there's a layer of mystery here.
Oh.
Some historical sources say that Ismail died before his father, while others claim that he went into hiding.
Really?
So this is where the concept of taqiyya comes in.
Taqiyya was...
Concealing one's faith in times of danger.
Wait, so concealing your faith, why would that be necessary?
Imagine being the leader of a religious group facing intense persecution.
Right.
The early Ismaili imams often had to live in secrecy to protect themselves and the lineage.
Oh, I see.
Think of it like maintaining a vital secret code that had to be passed down carefully.
So it wasn't just about hiding, it was about survival.
Exactly. And despite all this, the Ismaili imamate not only survived, but it flourished.
That's amazing.
This was especially true during the Fatimid era.
Okay.
One of Ismail's descendants, Imam al-Mahdi, actually established a powerful caliphate in North Africa.
Hold on, a whole empire.
Whole empire.
Tell me more.
It was truly a golden age for the Ismailis.
Wow.
I mean, think founding Cairo, constructing Al-Azhar University,
Okay.
which is still one of the oldest universities in the world,
Wow.
and fostering a society where diverse faiths coexisted peacefully.
This is incredible to think about, like this flourishing of knowledge and culture within this lineage.
It really is a testament to their values.
Makes you kind of wonder what life was like back then.
I know, right?
But as with all empires, the Fatimid era eventually faced its own set of challenges.
Internal struggles and external threats.
Yeah.
Ultimately leading to another pivotal moment in Ismaili history.
Another split.
You guessed it, another split.
So things were going great, and then...
Well, when Imam al-Mustansir died,
Okay.
a power struggle erupted over who would succeed him.
Oh.
His son Nizar was the designated heir, but a powerful vizier had other plans.
So like a palace coup.
Exactly. They installed Nizar's younger brother on the throne instead.
Wow, so rather than this smooth transition of Nas, we have a forced takeover.
Exactly. And this division led to the formation of the Nazari Ismailis,
Okay.
the branch to which the Aga Khan belongs today.
Okay.
And sadly, this is where the persecution really ramps up.
Oh, no.
Many Nazari Imams lived in hiding, facing threats and attacks.
So they went back into hiding.
They had to, for survival, they were assassinated, their families were targeted.
This is getting intense.
It was a dark period.
Yeah, can you give me an example of what they had to endure?
Well, during this time, the Alamut fortress in Persia became a key stronghold for the Nazari Ismailis.
Oh, yeah. Alamut. I've heard about that.
You might have heard stories about the assassins that came from there.
Yeah, weren't they like this super secretive group with a fearsome reputation?
Those stories are often distorted and sensationalized.
Ah, okay.
In reality, Alamut was a center of learning and resistance, a beacon of hope in a very dark time.
I see.
It was here that Imam Hassan declared the Qiyamah.
Qiyamah, what's that?
It marked a period where esoteric or inner interpretations of Islamic law took precedence.
Okay, I'm not sure I follow.
Imagine it like shifting your focus to the hidden inner dimensions of your faith in order to survive in a world that's hostile to your very existence.
Wow. So even with all the challenges, this lineage has shown incredible resilience.
They have. It's remarkable.
They faced persecution, adapted, and yet kept going. What an amazing story.
It truly is a testament to the strength of their faith.
So how do we get from these hidden imams to the Aga Khans we know today?
Well, the Nazari Imams eventually started to reemerge from concealment, gradually taking on a more public role.
Okay.
This leads us to Imam Hassan Ali Shah Aga Khan, the first to hold the title Aga Khan.
And he was based in South Asia, right?
He was.
I know the current Aga Khan has a strong presence there.
Exactly. He played a crucial role in uniting the Ismaili community in South Asia.
Okay.
And from there, the influence of the Aga Khans continued to grow.
So from the Arabian Peninsula to North Africa to Persia, and ultimately re-emerging in South Asia.
Yeah, it's like a global tapestry woven through time.
With the present-day Aga Khan, the 49th Imam, at the center of it all.
Carrying the weight of this immense legacy.
Okay, I am officially hooked. Tell me everything about the current Aga Khan.
You want to talk about the current Aga Khan Imam Shah Karim al-Husseini Aga Khan IV?
I do.
Okay, well, he really embodies this fascinating intersection of history, spirituality, and modern leadership.
He does. I mean, it's just incredible to think that someone with this unbelievably deep historical and spiritual background is also, you know, a Harvard-educated leader engaging with the world today.
Right. It really highlights the adaptability of this institution, wouldn't you say?
It does, for sure.
I mean, to remain relevant and meaningful across centuries and continents,
Yeah.
that's no small feat.
It's not so what makes the current Aga Khan's role so unique.
Besides, you know, being part of this incredible lineage.
Besides that, yeah.
Well, he's the only living claimant to the Shia Imam,
Okay.
inheriting a responsibility that goes all the way back to the very roots of Islam.
That's a big deal.
It is a very big deal.
And his responsibility isn't just, you know, limited to the Ismaili community, right?
No, not at all.
I've heard a lot about his work with the Aga Khan Development Network.
The AKDN.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. That's one of the most remarkable aspects of his leadership.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah.
I don't know that much about it.
Of course. So the AKDN is a global organization
Okay.
working in over 30 countries,
Wow.
dedicated to improving the quality of life for people of all backgrounds and faiths.
That's amazing. And what are some of the key areas that they focus on?
Well, it's a huge network, so it's hard to summarize everything,
Yeah.
but I can give you a few examples.
Okay.
Some of their core areas include poverty alleviation,
Okay.
healthcare education, cultural revitalization, and economic development.
So they've got a pretty holistic approach.
Very much so. They understand that improving lives means addressing multiple facets of society.
Do you have any specific examples of their work?
Oh yeah, tons.
Okay.
But here are a few just to kind of give you a sense of their scope.
Okay.
They've built hospitals and schools in some of the most remote and underserved areas of the world,
Wow.
bringing quality healthcare and education to places that have never had access before.
That's incredible.
They've restored historic cities, preserving cultural heritage,
Mhm.
while also revitalizing local economies.
So smart.
And they've created microfinance programs that empower women and help lift entire communities out of poverty.
That's amazing. It sounds like they're doing such incredible work.
They are.
I'm curious, though, how does the Aga Khan's role as a spiritual leader connect to all this development work? Is there a link?
That's a really important question, and it gets to the heart of Ismaili theology.
Okay.
For Ismaili's faith isn't just about personal piety.
Right.
It's about actively striving to make the world a better place.
So it's about action.
Exactly. It's about reflecting the compassion and justice of God in your actions.
So service to humanity is like an integral part of their faith.
Exactly. It's not just charity, it's a spiritual obligation.
I see.
And the Aga Khan, as the Imam, embodies this commitment, inspiring his followers to do the same.
That's a powerful message. And it's one that resonates far beyond just the Ismaili community.
It does.
I can definitely see why the Aga Khan is considered such a respected global leader.
Absolutely.
You know, as we've been exploring this lineage, one thing that stood out to me is this constant presence of persecution and resilience.
It's a recurring theme, isn't it?
It is. What do you think it is about this faith, about this lineage, that's allowed it to not only survive, but thrive in the face of so much adversity?
That is a fascinating question.
It is.
I think there are several factors at play.
Oh.
First, there's the unwavering faith of the followers, their loyalty to the Imams, and their belief in the importance of preserving this chain of spiritual authority.
Okay.
It's like this unbreakable thread connecting them through time.
Right. And it's not just about, holding on to tradition.
No, you're right.
There's this incredible ability to adapt and evolve.
Exactly, throughout their history.
Yeah.
The Ismailis have found ways to adapt to changing circumstances, whether it's through taqiyya or interpreting their faith in new ways, or finding new and innovative ways to contribute to the societies that they live in.
Right.
They've really managed to hold on to their core values while also engaging with the world in these really meaningful ways.
It's an amazing story of survival and adaptation.
It is truly remarkable.
And it's a story that's still being written.
Exactly. The present day Aga Khan is a testament to this ongoing journey.
He's a spiritual leader, a development visionary, and a global advocate for pluralism and understanding.
He really is a remarkable figure.
Is there anything about the current Aga Khan that might surprise people who aren't familiar with him?
Well, besides his dedication to development work and his role as a spiritual leader, he's also a really passionate advocate for dialogue between different cultures and faiths.
Oh, wow.
He's spoken at the United Nations, addressed parliaments around the world, and engaged in countless initiatives to promote peace and tolerance.
That's incredible.
He's a true champion of pluralism in a world that desperately needs it.
It is inspiring to see how he's using his platform to address some of the most pressing challenges of our time.
He is truly living up to this incredible legacy.
He's working to make the world a better place.
Absolutely, and that's what's so fascinating about this whole story.
Yeah.
It's not just a historical account.
Right.
It's a call to action.
Okay.
It's a reminder that we all have a responsibility to use our knowledge, our resources, and our compassion to make a positive impact on the world around us.
That's a beautiful vision.
It is.
And one that resonates really deeply as we kind of delve deeper into the current Aga Khan's work. I'm curious to explore how he's balancing this long history with the demands of the 21st century.
Yeah, it's a complex balancing act.
It is.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the key challenges that he faces? It's amazing as we've gone on this deep dive into the Ismaili Imamate. I'm just really struck by how much there is to learn about this tradition.
It really is incredibly rich and complex.
Yeah, and I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
We have. There's so much more to explore.
I know. I feel like I could spend years reading and researching.
You could?
And still only have a glimpse of the whole picture.
That's the beauty of it, though.
It is.
There's always something new to discover, more layers to uncover, and more perspectives to consider.
Yeah.
It's really a lifelong journey of learning.
One thing that surprised me was just how much this lineage has evolved and adapted over time. I kind of had this idea that, religious traditions were very rigid and unchanging.
Right.
But that's clearly not the case here.
You've hit on a really key insight.
Okay.
It's this dynamic interplay between tradition and interpretation that makes the Ismaili Imamate so fascinating. Think about it. From those early Imams navigating complex political and theological situations, to the present-day Aga Khan addressing the challenges of a globalized world. There's this constant thread of adaptation while staying rooted in those core values.
Absolutely. So how do you think this historical lineage can inform our lives today? I mean, what wisdom or insights can we glean from their experiences?
That's a great question. I think one of the most powerful takeaways is the importance of resilience and adaptability. I mean, the Ismailis have faced so many challenges throughout their history. Persecution and displacement, cultural shifts.
Yeah.
But they've always found a way not only to survive, but to thrive.
Absolutely. And they haven't just, endured hardship.
No.
They've actively shaped their destiny,
They have.
finding new ways to express their faith and contribute to the world around them.
Exactly. And that's such a valuable lesson for all of us.
Yeah.
We live in a time of rapid change and uncertainty. And embracing those values of resilience, adaptability, and a commitment to service can really help us navigate these challenges and create a better future.
Absolutely. It's almost like their history provides a roadmap, showing us that we can hold on to our values and beliefs while still embracing change and making a difference.
It reminds us that faith isn't just about personal piety.
Right.
It's about taking action, serving others, and working toward a more just and compassionate world.
That's such a beautiful and inspiring message.
Yes.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I have to say I'm feeling incredibly grateful for the opportunity to explore this topic with you.
I agree. It's been a real pleasure.
It's been eye-opening to learn about this history, culture, and spirituality.
I couldn't agree more. It's been a privilege to share this journey with you and our listeners.
And I hope it encourages everyone listening to keep exploring, questioning,
Absolutely.
and seeking deeper understanding.
Yeah,
There's a whole world of knowledge out there waiting to be discovered.
there is.
For those listening who want to learn more and dive deeper, where should they go?
Well, the article we use as our starting point today,
Yeah.
the Aga Khan's Direct Descent from Prophet Muhammad, Historical Proof, is available on the Ismaili Gnosis website.
Good.
It's a treasure trove of information.
And of course, there are countless other resources available online and in libraries.
Yeah.
And don't forget to check out Ismaili Dialogue's YouTube channel for more insightful content exploring Ismaili history, culture, and thought.
Absolutely.
Keep those minds curious and keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Until our next deep dive. Ya Ali Madad.